spent 3 years at Oxford University, and it's safe to say I really hated it. I liked the first term, but after that it deteriorated, and by the time it ended, I had a chip on my shoulder about Oxford University that hasn't gone away nearly 15 years later. People always ask me why I didn't drop out, or why I went there in the first place if I was going to dislike it so much. But the truth about Oxford is it's not nasty in the way you think it's going to be nasty. You think it's going to be the upper class, you think it's going to be snobbish, you think it's going to be like Brideshead Revisited, you think it's going to be all Sebastians and sort of people with names like Farquhar and Smith and so on. It's not like that at all. There are a lot of upper class people there, but you don't see very much of them because they're all down in London having a good time with each other. And they're a relatively small proportion of the students. What it is it's nearly entirely professional classes. The number of people there from any sort of working class background is absolutely minimal. And it loves itself. And that's the real problem, is that it loves itself. It's a university full of people who have all through their lives been top of the class, have been told how good they are, have been sent to a place that for 700 years has thought it's the greatest place in the universe, that spends its time telling them how wonderful they are, and where, as a result of going there, that people can, if they choose, necessarily go on to successful and financially rewarding careers. And this means that there is very little pressure on anybody to look at the place and say, it's not actually good. It's a myth. It's not clever. The people who are here aren't brilliant. Because why should they? They feel brilliant, everybody tells them they're brilliant, so they think they are brilliant. But because of that, it's incredibly complacent. The terms are very short, so that anybody who's any good can teach you, hardly teaches you for any length of time at all, because they're all off having yachting holidays in the south of France, or writing their books or whatever, so you don't actually get a lot of high-level, high-quality teaching. And the intellectual level itself is very low. I discovered after about half a term of writing history essays that I could get by writing essays out of the Encyclopaedia Britannica. Now, I'm not very proud of this, and I feel I wasted my 3 years as a result. But once you find out you can get away with this, and once you don't like the place anyway, so you feel no compulsion to perform, you don't feel that you're getting anywhere, you don't feel it's something you want to be part of, then you do necessarily skive and you get away with it, and then you think, well, what sort of quality is this? It's also very socially ignorant. My mother's a school teacher. My mother was on strike the year before I went to Oxford. Probably had the only parent who was a member of a trade union or had ever been on strike while I was actually there. Apart from the other people who were children of teachers, because you find you make up a little sort of special social group, because the professional group in this country who are worse paid are teachers. So if all the sons and daughters of professional people are the people at Oxford, then the teachers' sons and daughters are going to be a little not very well off group at the bottom of them. And it came to the point that because it was snobbish in that particular sort of way, because ignorant in that particular way, you would start going round at the start of every year looking for the people who hated it already, and they would fit almost a certain template. They would tend to be provincial, and usually, though not always, from the north. They would never ever have gone to public schools, and usually had gone to comprehensive schools, and they tend to like football. And there'll be about 5% of the students, but you can still spot them years later, because there are people who you meet who went to Oxford University and they hate it, and you will meet them in whatever context, and you'll sit down and you'll damn it for hours and hours and hours. But of course it doesn't matter, because Oxford University has been there for 700 years, and it can take you sitting in the pub and telling them how bad they are, because it will survive.